Hey everyone, it's Matt. $1,800 worth of stimulus checks could be coming your way. If you were claimed as an adult dependent and missed out on the $1,800 worth of stimulus checks in 2020, please listen up closely as this video is for you. There are a lot of moving parts. I'm going to go through it slowly, and I will try to explain this in such a way that makes sense for everybody to understand. Also, like I said, if you were claimed as an adult dependent or you know somebody who was claimed as an adult dependent and missed out on the two stimulus checks in 2020, the $1,200 from the first one and the $600 from the second one, please feel free to share this video with them, with your friends, family, social media, or anybody that could benefit from this information. There's a lot of people who are claimed as adult dependents and totally missed out. This is potentially your chance to grab that money. Like I always say in my videos, I am your daily advocate. I'm the underdog advocate. I come back on a daily basis because I want to help all of you navigate this confusing time. And if the money's available, let's grab it, right? Everybody, I want to be able to do whatever I can to grab the money that you have available to you. This is potentially a strategy where you can grab that up to $1,800 that you possibly missed out on in 2020. So let's get into it. I'm going to take it a little bit slower than I typically do in my videos because I want to make sure that everybody understands this. All right, so let's jump into it. But first, I have to say, this is not accounting, tax, legal, financial, investment, any kind of advice like that. I'm simply just giving you the information that I have found from the research that I've done, but I would highly recommend talk to somebody that knows your specific situation, and they can look at your situation and see if this would work for you. So let's get into it. But from the research I've done, I'm pretty sure this would work for many people who are claimed as adult dependents. But anyway, I just want to say, talk to your professional, somebody that knows your situation. These are general statements that I'm making in this video, and I don't know your situation. So there's a lot of you here. I wish I knew everybody's situation to specifically help you through exactly what to do, but these are general statements and I think it should help out a ton. But also, if you're new here, welcome. I really appreciate your support and for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I'm here for you. I want to help you grab as much money as you possibly can, and any other benefits or programs or anything else we can do to help people navigate this tough time and to really capitalize on the quality of life through this difficult time. There's a lot of programs and there's a lot of things going on. So anyway, if you're returning, welcome back. All right, sorry about that. I know I kind of went off and I just talked for a long time. But anyway, let's talk about this. All right, so first off, let me back up just a little bit and talk about what is the stimulus check. The reason I have to talk about this is to get a better understanding of why all of this I'm going to tell you in this video actually makes sense as to why you can grab the stimulus checks. All right, so what is the stimulus check? The stimulus check is actually, it's going to be a refundable tax credit that is showing up on your 2020 tax return. Now, it's a refundable tax credit that's going to show up on the 2020 tax return. However, why did we get it in 2020? Well, the current situation that was going on, the government, Congress, everybody looked at the situation and said, let's add this new refundable tax credit to the tax return. But we want to get the money into the hands of the people as soon as possible. So then they had a great idea and said, hey, let's front everybody the money now. Early or like in mid 2020, let's send everybody the money now so they have it, and then that's what it is. We're just going to forward them or front them the money from their tax return early. So then they had this great idea. Well, how can we determine people's eligibility to receive the payment? Well, they said, let's look back at their 2018 or 2019 tax return to qualify them or determine their eligibility. So they basically pulled up 2018 and 2019. And they basically said, if you didn't file a 2019 tax return, we're going to go back and look at 2018 to determine your eligibility to receive the stimulus check. So, in the case of an adult dependent, let's say, just for hypothetical purposes, we're talking about 2019. Let's say in 2019, somebody claimed you as a dependent. You're an adult dependent. Basically, by the definition of these stimulus checks, an adult dependent is anybody aged 17 or older and claimed as a dependent. Well, there's a lot of you out there. And unfortunately, you were not included for the first stimulus check of $1,200, and you were not included for the second stimulus check of $600, a total of $1,800 that you missed out on simply because somebody claimed you as a dependent and you're over the age, or you're 17 or older. So that's really unfortunate. So here's the deal. Again, they were looking back at 2018 and or 2019 to determine eligibility. Well, here is the strategy. It's not a secret. This is actually something that's really cool. So, like I said, based on the research I've done, I believe that I am accurate with what I'm going to say. So, here it is. Let's just say in 2020, here we are, we're in 2021 now, but let's just say looking back on 2020, now that we can start filing our 2020 tax returns, let's just say you reach out to that person that typically claims you as a dependent and say, hey, whoever you are, maybe it's one of your kids, I don't know, whoever it is that claims you as a dependent so that they can get a small break on their taxes. Maybe you reach out to that person and say, hey, typically in the past, you've been claiming me as a dependent on your tax return, but how about for 2020, you don't claim me as a dependent anymore because maybe you just shouldn't do that. So then they don't claim you as a dependent. Well, then guess what? Like I said, to determine eligibility, they were looking at 2018 and 2019. However, this refundable tax credit is still showing up on the 2020 tax return. So if you are not claimed as a dependent, as an adult dependent in 2020, guess what? You're not an adult dependent anymore. Well, guess what then? You can still claim that refundable tax credit on your tax return. Yeah, you like that? I like it. I like that idea. So my point is, if you're typically claimed as an adult dependent year over year, if you're typically claimed as an adult dependent, this would be a good time before people start filing their taxes to reach out to the person who typically files you as a dependent, claims you as a dependent, and say, hey, please do not claim me as a dependent this year. Provided they do not claim you or somebody else doesn't claim you, then what you would need to do is file a 2020 tax return. I know a lot of you in many situations wouldn't file a tax return just because your income falls under the threshold of needing to file a tax return. But in order to get this, you would need to file a 2020 tax return, and on your tax return, it's going to show it right there, that refundable tax credit. And guess what? The beauty of a refundable tax credit. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're somebody who receives Social Security retirement benefits at a rate of $1,000 per month. Okay, I'm just giving you a hypothetical example. So you get $1,000 per month from Social Security retirement. So through the entire year of 2020, you claimed or you received $12,000 of income from Social Security. Okay, so $12,000. However, the standard deduction in 2020 is $12,400. So you take your income, $12,000, you take the standard deduction, $12,400, you apply the standard deduction, boom, your income is zero. Zero income. How can you get money back when your income is zero? Well, release the beauty of the refundable tax credit. Basically what this says is, even if your income is reduced to zero, a refundable tax credit basically says, hey, if the credit is available and it's a refundable tax credit, you can still get that credit. That's exactly what the stimulus check is. Like I said, the stimulus check was just an advance in 2020 of this refundable tax credit. So this is a way that, provided you were not claimed as a dependent in 2020, in other words, you would need to reach out to that person ASAP and say, hey, do not claim me in 2020, then you can file a 2020 tax return and you can wipe out all of your income, provided you're somebody that, I'm assuming, again, I'm saying most people that are claimed as adult dependents probably have pretty low income because you're probably receiving Social Security, retirement, disability, survivors, SSI, VA, something like that. Generally, those are the people that are claimed as adult dependents. So you would file your tax return, wipe out basically all of your income because of the standard deduction. Most of you don't file anyway just because of that reason. But then there sits the refundable tax credit, and there you still get the $1,800. Again, I hope all that makes sense. I know I went through it a couple times, but that is the deal. But let me give the other side of that. If that person goes ahead and claims you once again in 2020 as a dependent, unfortunately, you don't get it. That's it. You were claimed as a dependent in 2020, and you would not be eligible for the stimulus checks. So I know it's a lot of moving parts. I know it's very confusing. Again, I want to make this very clear. This is not advice in any way. From the research that I've done, I believe what I just told you. I did a bunch of research on this, and I was getting pretty excited. You can probably tell going through this video, I'm getting kind of excited because I know there are so many of you that comment down below and say, hey, I'm an adult dependent. I live by myself. I'm struggling just like everybody else. Why do I not get the payment? Well, this is potentially a way that you can grab that. So, again, I'm just a dude on YouTube. I'm just a dude that does a bunch of research, and I make these videos to help you guys out. But I want to make it very clear. Do your own research. Talk to your professional. Talk to your accountant. Talk to somebody that understands your situation. And I would highly recommend, please do your own research. But like I always say, I'm your advocate. I come back on a daily basis because I want to help you through this from the research I've done and from the understanding that I have of this. From all the research, I believe I am correct with what I'm saying. I just have to say, I could be completely wrong. I hope that's not the case because I want all of you to grab this money. Again, I hope this helps you out. If I have any follow-up information for this, of course, I'll be back and I'll make another dedicated video. But this is potentially a way for those of you who were claimed as adult dependents, missed out on the advance of the advance of this tax credit, otherwise known as the stimulus check in 2020. This could be your shot to grab it. So I hope that helps you out. Like I said, please do some of your own research as well. Kind of qualify what I'm saying. Again, talk to somebody that understands your situation and just recognize I'm doing as much as I can here to help all of you. I truly want to help. I'm not making these videos just so I can get a bunch of views. I seriously do this because I want to help. I want to help all of you. I know this time is tough. It's confusing. There's a lot going on. And my dedication is to come back on a daily basis in a couple videos every day to help you in any way that I possibly can. So I hope that makes sense. Enjoy your day. Please share this video with your friends, family, social media, and make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Thanks, everybody. I'm on your team. Team Blind to Billionaire. All right, anyway, I'm just playing around now. All right, anyway, have a good night. I'll catch you later. Thanks.